All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most frustrating parts of learning English actually understanding what people are saying. You know that feeling, right? When you're just lost in a conversation, nodding along, but you have absolutely no idea what's going on? Yeah, if that's you, you're in the right place.
Ah, yeah, that moment. A native speaker starts talking, and all those words just blur together into this wall of sound. It's like you've been dropped into a movie with zero subtitles. But here's the good news. That frustration, that feeling of being totally left behind, we're going to fix that today.
So, where do we start? Well, before we can even talk about the solution, we've got to figure out why what you're doing right now probably isn't working. We need to diagnose the problem, because honestly, most learners fall into the exact same trap.
Okay, look at this. On one side, you've got us, super ambitious, trying to watch a Bill Gates interview about supercomputers. On the other, Peppa Pig. It sounds funny, but this is the heart of the problem. We jump into this really complex stuff, or we just passively rewatch Friends for the 10th time, kind of hoping the language will just soak in through osmosis. But real progress, that comes from a totally different place. It's so simple. A lot of us are trying to fly a jet before we've even learned to ride a bike.
And this is what happens. When you pick material that is way over your head, it doesn't speed up your learning, it just crushes it. Your progress gets flatter than a pancake run over by a steamroller. You end up feeling frustrated, and you make pretty much zero actual progress. This right here is the single biggest mistake holding you back.
All right, enough doom and gloom about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solution. I'm about to walk you through a super practical 5-step framework that gives you a real plan for making progress you can actually see and feel. This is where things start to change.
So here's our game plan. It's 5 simple steps. We'll start with step 1, which is all about choosing smart content. Then we'll get into step 2, practicing active listening. After that, a really cool technique called shadowing. Then we'll cover how to take smart notes, and we'll wrap it all up with step 5, how to repeat intelligently so that everything you learn actually sticks in your brain.
First up, step 1, smart content. Now this is crucial. Smart doesn't mean finding the most difficult, intellectual stuff you can. Nope, it means finding material that's in your sweet spot, content where you can already understand, say, 70 to 80% of it. See, the goal isn't to learn from scratch, it's to close that little 20 to 30% gap. So we're talking simple podcasts, kids shows, and yeah, I'm serious, even Peppa Pig.
Okay, on to step 2, active listening. You know how sometimes you just have English playing in the background while you're cleaning or scrolling on your phone? Well, that's what we call passive listening. And honestly, it's like going to the gym just to watch other people do push-ups. You're not going to get any stronger. You have to listen with a purpose, with a goal. Always be asking yourself, what's the main point here? Or what are the new words I'm hearing?
And now for my favorite, step 3, shadowing. This is where you literally repeat what you hear out loud right after the speaker. You're mimicking their rhythm, their tone, their pronunciation. And look, I'm going to be honest, you're going to feel ridiculous. Your cat will judge you, but you've got to do it anyway. It works because it's like building muscle memory for your mouth and ears. It connects what you hear to what you can say, and it trains your brain to pick up on speech patterns way faster.
Step 4 is all about taking smart notes. And the key word here is smart, not perfect or beautiful or not writing a novel. The goal is to be fast and messy. You're just creating a quick little roadmap for yourself. So you might timestamp a confusing part, like writing 230 phrase. You can use abbreviations like gov for government or symbols like an up arrow for increase. It's all about making it easy to find and review the tricky spots later.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Step 5, repeat intelligently. Please don't just listen to something one time and then move on. That's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Instead, use this 3-round system. The first time you listen, just try to get the general idea, the gist. The second time, you zoom in on the details using those smart notes you took. And the third time, that's when you just lean back and enjoy it, letting everything you've just worked on really sink in.
So there you have it, the 5-step plan. And you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds pretty good on paper, but does it actually work? Like, where did this even come from? Well, let me tell you. This method wasn't born in some fancy language lab. It was forged in the fire of a truly spectacularly embarrassing failure.
The story starts with that classic college freshman ambition, right? I was trying to seem smart, so I'd binge watch these super complex interviews from The Economist, and I'd understand maybe one word out of every 10, inflation. Therefore, that was about it. Well, this led directly to a moment of pure public humiliation in my economics class. I mean, a true soul-leaving-the-body moment when the professor asked me to define opportunity cost, and I just blanked. It was that crushing failure that sparked the realization that led to this exact strategy.
And this right here, this is the heart of it. That was the turning point. It was the moment I realized I wasn't learning, I was pretending to learn. And that's a huge difference. It was the shift from just passively consuming difficult stuff to feel smart, to actually engaging with stuff I could understand to get smart. This whole method was born from that very painful but very real experience.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you? Let's bring it all home and talk about your path forward, because I promise you, getting to fluency is a lot closer than you probably think.
Now, language learning experts have kind of a magic number. They say it takes about 400 hours of active listening to get to a point where you can comfortably understand fast native English.
Whoa, okay, before that number makes you want to just give up, don't freak out. Let's break it down. You don't have to do it all at once. The absolute key here is consistency. Just 30 minutes a day, that's it. 30 minutes of focused, active listening every day will get you there so much faster than you think.
So I want to end with a challenge for you. Don't just close this tab and forget everything we talked about. Pick one, just one of these 5 steps, and commit to trying it this week. Whether it's finding some smart content or trying shadowing for 5 minutes. That small action, that's how real progress actually begins. Thanks for tuning in.